Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the day. Today I'm going to walk you through how to fetch data from an API using JavaScript. If you are someone new to this topic, you might find it a bit daunting to get started with, but don't worry, I have got you covered. In this tutorial, I will walk you through the steps involved in fetching data from an API using JavaScript. So let's get started. First of all, what I would like to do, I will get my API link and examine it in the browser. And then next, I will open my VS Code editor. Make sure you have React set up. Make sure you have React set up. Once that is done, make sure to install Axios. So you do npm install Axios. This will take some time. So once that is done, I will start my server again. Okay, so once that is done, let's create a component folder. And then let's create our product list. Product list.js. So once you have that done, then we create our component RFC product list. Okay. So make sure to import Axios. Import Axios from Axios. That is done. We need to create the state of the product. So I will say const product and set product equals to, make sure to import useState from React. Once that is also done, so we need to create a function to fetch the data from the API. So const fetch product, give it async. We give it an async function. So you will say const response equals to await Axios.get, and then we will paste in our link. So let's copy the link from here. So always, some of the common problems I see people posting about on Facebook is they try to map through the response. They try to map through the response and starts to get some errors. But basically what you have to do is you have to check the response. So console.log response. So once you check it out, let's go inside the application and check inspect. So we are in the console, but then we can't see anything. Why is this? One common problem is you have obviously forgotten to import useEffect and render your function inside the useEffect. So what you do is useEffect. So what you do is you come here and say useEffect, make sure to import it from React, and then it will take in a callback function, and then we will give it a dependency, which is going to be an empty array. So this means it's only to run once without any dependency. So inside the function, you just call your function that you created here, which is the fetch product. Now let's save and check the screen again. So Everything is supposed to work. Okay, everything is supposed to work, but why not? Why is this not working? Okay, because we have created this as a component, but we are not using it anywhere. So you just have to come into the app.js and make sure to render product list and make sure to import it as well. Don't forget your JS at the end. Okay, so now we can see everything is working fine here. Everything is working fine here. Okay, so as I said before, you can see we have a whole lot of data with the response, but the only thing we really need to access is the data. So if you don't say response.data and you go and start to map through the response, then you will start to face some challenges. So always make sure to add the data. So let's save and check the screen again. Now you can see we have only the data to map through from here. So once that is done, we can now say set products to our response.data. So when we set the products to our response.data, then this product will have access to the whole data. To verify, let's make a console log and see. Always console log to verify. Console.log and check it out in the browser. There we go. We still have it here. Okay. So now we can move on to the next phase, which is returning our product on the screen. We are going to render all the product on the screen. So what we are going to do, we are going to say, I will, before doing that, this is just a beginner friendly, but for advanced level, I would rather use a try catch. In case there is an error, I just need to catch the error. So I'll say console.log error here, and then I'll paste back my function in the try catch block, in the try block. So once that is done, you will save the folder again and check it out. Everything is still working as it's supposed to work. Okay. So we have to come here and say product list. We give it a product list, and then we will give it another list here. And inside the another list, we are going to map through the product. So we will say product.map, then we will take in a product. You can name it item, you can name it whatever you want. So taking a product, and then we will give it an li. We will give it an li, which is a list. And then inside the li, we will give it a title. We'll give it h3 with a title as product.title. Where are we getting the title from? When you go to the API, you can see we have the title here. So you say product.title. And then let's check the screen. Boom, we have it here. Everything is working perfectly. So I'll also add a description to it. Let's check if we have an image with the product. We have an image with the product. So yes, why not come with the image? So the source, we are going to say product.image, which is also here. And then the next one, we're just going to give it alt for accessibility sake. So we will say product.title as well. Let's save and check the screen. Okay, everything is working. You can style the image a little bit so it looks nice. So I'll give it an inline style with 200, with 200 pixels, and height 200 pixels. Okay, everything is looking perfect. So once that is done, we'll move on and give it a description. Give it a P tag here. And then we say product.description as well. Then we get a description. So everything is working perfectly. So basically, this is how you are going to just fetch the data and then render it on the screen. Everything is working fine here. So basically, that is it, guys. I hope this finds you well, and happy coding. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment as well.